Hi everyone, Allie here, and I decided to jump on a tarot tag before Christmas. One more before Christmas. I'm going to try and do it. I'm losing light here quickly, so I'm going to try and do it pretty quick. I'm doing Katy Flowers' amazing tag about if you had to choose only 10 decks, which would you choose? Which was very hard, and I don't know why I embarked on it to begin with, and I didn't like it. It's very hard. So I do have some reasons for why I chose what I chose. So I don't know if I had a favorite deck that would actually be the same. It would actually match up if I was so to me, there's a difference between your 10 favorite decks and choosing only 10 to keep forever. So I might talk about that in a different video. I'm guessing there's going to be some kind of 31 days of tarot thing where we can talk about our favorites and all these kinds of things in January. But I'll talk about it as I go through why I chose certain decks, even though I had to leave some of my very favorites off the list. I think I'm overthinking it. So let's get started. So if you've been watching my channel for a while, it will not come as a surprise to you that I want a Rider-Waite-Smith, Smith-Waite deck. And if I only get one, the one I have to choose is the one that got me started. So not my favorite version of the deck, actually. My favorite version is the Centennial Smith-Waite, although I've been really loving the Tarot Vintage from Los Scarabeo recently. That might be edging out my Centennial right now. Showing these cards as if you haven't seen them 1,000 times before. If you're interested, you can find my reasoning on other videos that I have, but this is the first tarot deck I ever had, and it came to me, I literally found it, and it came to me at a really difficult time in my life when my mother was terminally ill, and so this deck not only got me into tarot to begin with, but got me through that. Well, it didn't just get me through, like lots of things got me through that very difficult time. I don't want to imply that it was just all tarot, of course it wasn't. But it did. It helped me a lot. And so for that reason, I'm never going to let that deck go. This is the most special. So while I'm even starting with one that wouldn't make my favorites list in terms of the aesthetics of it, but in terms of sentimental value, that's the one that I would take. And these are in no particular order. So another one, maybe I'll just go through the ones that everyone's going to know I'm going to say first because I'm so boring. I would take the Anna K with me wherever I'm being banished the world with no more decks. This happens to be the indie version because I like it. I don't have the other version, but am I thinking about this? And again, Anna K doesn't have my favorite artwork, and I'm always surprised at how good it is, even after all these years of it being really good for me. I love all the depictions of the majors. The court cards are fabulous in this deck. I love the aces too. Just really makes the deck make sense. And also, like, it doesn't shy away from stuff. Like the devil card has a full-on orgy in it. So that's fun. So my lighting is not good. But another reason I would really want to take this one with me, maybe if I do this, maybe that'll help. Is that the guidebook is so good. You can see mine's pretty worn. It's a really great guidebook. I don't know if it's different in the mass market edition. It's certainly bigger, but I think it may be just larger reproductions and just more space in the book. The print in this one's quite small, but it's excellent, excellent. One of my all-time favorite guidebooks. So if I was going away and only could have 10 decks, I'd want to have the things with them that helped my practice, and certainly the guidebook, the Anna K, has done that. So I would definitely take the Anna K. Let's get this one out of the way. I happened to grab the version of the Halloween tarot that's in a tin because it was closer. I don't know if I'd end up taking the tin one. If I could only take one, I'd probably take the bigger one. I do like this one because Halloween is when I get asked to do a lot of readings. So this one's small and portable. And also, if you don't have a lot of space on your table, you can really throw down a lot of cards. But it's a great deck all year. And this deck just gives me such joy. Like that childhood wonder that you want to feel in your life sometimes. This just really does it for me. And again, it's like a really great, I did a whole video about everything I've learned from this deck. It's such a highly functioning deck. You don't need to be in October to use it. So if you're like me and every once in a while you get these like zings of holiday spirit way out of season, I pull this one out all the time. I love it. And it makes me happy. This is the deck that makes me the happiest, I think, is the Halloween Tarot. Just that gleeful, childlike wonder. And so, of course, you want to have that. Okay, so those ones everybody knows about me, probably. I feel bad because I feel like I diss the Anna K artwork every time I pull it out. And I don't, the style I don't love, but it is such an amazing deck. It's so, God, mwah, so good. Maybe I'll leave my oracles till the end, so I at least stay together that way. And my next deck, this one was really hard. This edged out. I'm still not sure about it. But it edged out the Wild Unknown, which is a deck that I really love. And it edged out the Naked Heart, which is also a deck I really love. And I feel like it scratches both of those itches for me enough if I had to leave them behind. And it is the Way Home Tarot by Bakara Wintner. All three of the decks I showed at first are either mass market or you can get mass market. Again, my Anna K was the indie version, but there's a mass market edition readily available. This one's an indie, not picked up to mass market, and you have to get it directly from her shop. Although I'm sure there are some other places that stock it. Oh, they're all turned around. Of course they are. But this, I thought, it's minimalist. A lot of black and white, a lot of negative space on the cards, a lot of things I really like about both the Naked Heart and the Wild Unknown. But just kind of has all these things, this real reverence for nature. I mean, this star card, let's just, gorgeous. 9 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles. There's a lot of variety in this deck. Look at this Strength card. Oh, so pretty. 7 of Pentacles. Sorry, I feel like I could show you every card. But also, like, oh, this also took the place of, which is really hard for me, the Tarot of Trees, which, oh, it hurt my heart to take the Tarot of Trees off. But there is a lot of tree love in this deck. I'm just trying to find another one. Why do I say, oh, let's look at that 4 of Wands. Why do I say I'm going to find a particular card? I mean, honestly, why do I do it to myself? Whatever. There's lots of tree love in this deck. There's lots of animal love in this deck. One of my all-time favorite world cards in this deck, it's the Universe. Look at the Northern Lights there. It's just a really great deck, and it fills a lot of those things I love about the other two. If I had to leave them behind. Oh, there's the Empress there at the very end. So it's got some people, but not a lot. It's got a lot of animals. It's got a lot of plant, some trees, like all of those things sort of wrapped up into one deck. So for that reason, it was my pick. Although if anyone ever does come to my house and ask me to give up my Wild Unknown and my Naked Heart, we will have words. We will. So that's deck number 4. Okay, deck number 5. A deck that I have not used even once because I just got it. I didn't just get it, but it took me a long time. I wanted to wait till I had a minute to unbox it. I'd only looked through it, but it's the Spirit Keepers Tarot, the Revelation edition. I also have the Vitruvian edition of this deck. Am I backwards here? Uh-oh, I mixed it up. There we go. I'm a big fan of Benabel Wen's, and this deck is so rich. I would definitely want to have it with me if I had to. I mean, I just got it. This one edged out the Vitruvian because I do find it a little easier to distinguish just quickly all the symbols in color. Although I do really like the Vitruvian edition, which has got a sepia tone. And the other reason I chose this one is not only am I really looking forward to working with it, and I feel already really, really excited about it, but if I only get 10 decks forever for the rest of my life, then this should keep me occupied for a little while, right? And I think it's just, it incorporates a lot of other things. As someone who's very monogamous to the Waite-Smith system, it incorporates a lot more than just that. So I think it'd be a really rich option to explore, and it is just so beautiful. So I'm very excited to have it. I'm sorry, Vitruvian edition, that you get left behind, but Revelation, Revelation. Yeah. Is that what I said? Yeah. Sorry, it sounded weird to my ears for a minute there. You get to come, and you're beautiful, and I love you. Okay. So how many am I at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I want to make sure I'm not breaking the rules here because I really wanted to. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Okay, so the next one is a huge surprise to me. I cannot believe it made the list. But my readings are so good with it, it made the list. It's the Antique Anatomy Tarot. I bought this at a pretty good price. It's the mass market edition. It's the second edition. Like there were a number of independent editions that I missed out on, and I knew they were around, but I was like, I just don't know if there's enough there for me. Is it a gimmick? Is it going to work? And then it came out in mass market, and then I thought, oh, I'll get that one because I do think it's pretty. And then people were like, blech, the cardstock is terrible. So then I waited again, and the cardstock got better. So I got this one. And even when I got it, I was like, oh, this will be fun at Halloween. And what a fun, sort of spooky, kitschy vibe. But my readings with this deck are amazing. And I don't know how to describe it other than that. Like, I just really works for me. And I thought the pippy nature of it would be an issue for me. It's not. I mean, again, I'm at a point now where I'm comfortable enough to read pips, but I do generally prefer an illustrated minor. But this deck, I take it places with me all the time. It's so much more than just a gimmick. I don't know how to say it other than that. And it's beautiful. And I've always loved this sort of Audubon, like vintage medical textbook, plate work kind of art. I think it's very beautiful and precise. And I've also long really loved, fun, oh, there's a bunch, good. Funky, old bottles and labels. I think that's really cool. So the cups really work for me. In this deck, they're the elixirs, but that really works for me as well. So, yeah, I'm shocked at how great this deck is for me, but it just is, so it made my list. 2 more tarot decks and then 2 oracle decks. The next one is another one. It was for the same reason as the Spirit Keepers, really. And it's the Scapini Tarot, which I hardly see anyone ever talk about. The medieval Scapini. It's there are 2 versions. You can get this easily in the mass market, but I had read somewhere that the line work is better on the original, and you can tell if it's an original because the box has this window in it. So I got it, and it's all taped together. As you can see, I got it off eBay for, I think, $40. It's a really beautiful deck. I just think it's so pretty and so interesting to look at. And I've had some good readings with it, just really overlaying my knowledge of the Waite-Smith and then sort of looking for what I could find in the artwork. But then finally, I got this book, Art and Arcana, which is out of print and nearly impossible to find, and it goes for hundreds on Amazon, which is so ridiculous. But I did find it on ABE Books, And now, and after all this searching, I haven't had time to read it yet, but I cannot wait to read it because I feel like there's so many little secrets in this deck that this book brings out. And I think, for example, he put illustrations of himself in there and some of his friends and notable people. So, and it feels like there's a lot of sort of secrets and wisdom in the deck, even though I think it was 85, I think is the... I might be 84. I might have the publication off by just a smidge, but it's just a really cool, beautiful deck. And I feel like I've gone as far as I can by myself with it, and now it's time to learn more. And I don't want to give up that opportunity to do that. And who knows, maybe after I read the book, I'll be like, no, it's not everything I thought it would be. I'm going to swap something out in my 10, and I reserve the right to do that. But for now, I need to make room here. Scapini. The last tarot deck I'm going to show you is the second newest. Obviously, the Spirit Keeper's Revelation is the newest. I got a bit flummoxed by the box here. And I adore this deck. And I feel like I don't see enough about this on YouTube either. YouTubers, get on it. It is the Super Lunaris Tarot. Over the last 2 years, I have really gotten into collage decks in a way that I never thought I would. And when I began working with tarot, I was like, I don't like photorealism and I don't like collage. But boy, oh boy, have I changed my mind on that. Things that barely got edged off the list were Chris Ann's Muse Tarot, which I love. And I bought at the same time indie editions of both the Muse and Lightseers. Jeez, sorry. This is, the most popular deck of the last couple of years. Couldn't remember the name. But I bought them both at the same time because you could on the Kickstarter, really thinking that I was like, oh, I'm going to love the Lightseers. And then the Muse, well, we'll just see how it goes. Sell it on if I don't like it. Love the Muse. Still not really clicking with the Lightseers. I mean, I like it. It's beautiful. And I do get good readings from it, but I'm just not like drawn to like pull it out a lot. I don't know why. Anyway, so Muse collage. And then also, Spolia Tarot. It's right here because I was like, how can I take the Spolia? But eventually the Spolia got edged out for a different collage deck, and it's the Super Lunaris Tarot. It is so beautiful. So good to read with. Oh, that devil card. I know this is a tiny detail, but I love this sort of like torn out paper idea for the titles of the cards, as if it's been just sort of taped on top. I love the diversity in the deck. It's just such a beautiful deck. Faithful to the Waite-Smith system. Sorry, that's a bit dark. I know I'm losing light and it's starting to snow. So look at the colors in that Queen of Wands. Eventually I'll probably do a what I learned from on this deck. This is one of my all-time favorite cards. And this actually, I have 2 editions of this, the first and the second edition, because I love it so much. And they brightened up the second edition a little bit. So the first one I took to my cottage, just so I can always have a Super Lunaris around me. And they sent me this with it, like a larger version. And I have a real love of the Knight of Pentacles card. It's my favorite court card. I feel like we've had, let's get a few more minors in here. Oh my gosh. Wow, so many majors coming up. It's fully shuffled. Okay, there we go. There's a few. Look at that one. I like that one a lot. It's not different than the Waite-Smith one, but I just love it so much. And it just feels like it's so full of magic. Oh my God, quartz and majors everywhere. Oh, look at this. This is a really famous image from this deck. Let's do one more. Oh my God, majors. Oh yeah, that's a cool one. Look at the collage work there. So Super Lunaris, I just adore it. It feels great. It looks great. It's gilded. I don't like gilding. I'd be happy if no deck was ever gilded ever again. Edged? Yes. Sharp, shiny gilding? No, thank you. Not really. But this one's really pretty. And it's a bit more matte. Like matte gilding, I actually don't mind. I know it's going to come off really shiny because my light's right there. But it doesn't feel glaring like the others. I just love it. So that's coming. Now, like I said, I wasn't going to have any oracles. I was like, nope, screw you, oracles. Tarot of Trees is coming. You know, the Spolia is coming. What else? Oh, Pagan Otherworlds. That broke my heart. I've got this huge stack here that is whittled down, whittled down. Morgan Greer. Oh, God. Thank God this is not real life, guys. But in the end, I was like, what if one day I do want more Oracle decks? And I do have some that I do find consistently are awesome for me. And the other thing I did was I tried to pick ones that would go well with my tarot choices. So the first is my Sacred Creators Oracle by Chris Ann. This is one of my first Oracle decks. And I have to admit, even now when I look through it, I'm like, I'm so surprised. It's not what I would have picked for myself at all. The Edge of Evolution feels messy. The Spark of Hustle. Bliss is worth creating from crossed out, for crossed out, from crossed out. Earth Spirit, find your joy. Like I thought it was like a little too cotton candy, a little too fluffy bunny. But it was beautiful and I kept seeing it. And this is the independently produced edition. I think I got the second edition of this. And then I read the book and my mind was blown. Such a good book. So that's one of the reasons it made the list, is I want to take that book with me. It's just such a fantastic book. But then when I actually go to use it, it's amazing. It always works out great. I find this deck is just such a giver. Even affirmations where I'm like, I don't really like that one. I don't think that really is ever going to be me. It is when it comes out, a long reading. I never use this deck really on its own. I always pair it with a tarot reading, sometimes a couple cards in a tarot reading. And again, too, if you look at how beautifully it pairs, see if I can do this without knocking everything over. I'm just sort of picking random cards, but like it goes great with the Super Lunaris. Shouldn't have put it away. Like there is another with The Way Home. Like those really sing together. Like even what's on the top of the Halloween deck? Six of Pumpkins. Gratitude again. Like it just works, man. This deck, it does a lot of heavy lifting for such an unassuming, beautiful, swirly writing little deck. It's so good. So then the other one that I chose, because I do find it so fantastic all the time, even though, again, I will always say I'm not an Oracle girl, but it's the Earthbound Oracle. This one's, unlike the Sacred Creators, this one's quite new to me. And I've been, again, looking at it for a long time. Just these keywords, these images. I love the size of it, and I don't usually like small decks. Look at how beautiful that is. And Toxic, that's a really great indicator card sometimes to clarify a reading for you. Simplicity. And again, if you look at it with different, shouldn't have put that card away. Let me pull a different one. So it works great with that deck. Works great with that deck. Like, just, it works with everything. It's so good. Oh, and it works really well. Look at those two together. So good. Oh, I made such a mess. So that's it. That's my 10 decks. Please don't ever make me do it again. I don't like. I don't like this game. Actually, that's not true. I really liked it, and it was fun. And what I've really, really loved is by now there's so many videos out on this tag because it's been out for a long time. So thank you, Katy Flowers. I'm a huge fan of hers. You should check her out. I'm sure you already know her. She's like super famous on tarot. And yeah, if I don't see you again, which I probably won't now, I hope you have a very Merry Yule and a Happy Christmas if you celebrate that kind of thing. And if you don't, I just hope you have a wonderful holiday. Stay safe and healthy with your friends and family. Talk to you soon.